Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the All-Star Wrestling Review Series for the 20. Let's see. This is February. Yeah, let's just look at this 1 second, as I don't have the date right in front of me. February 18th. I almost said 20th, but that is, I believe, uh, the this is the days before Bob Backlund wins the World Championship. February 18th, 1978. Of course, Backlund running from, I believe it's February 20th to December 26th of 1983. So, good run there for Backlund, obviously, and we are moving quickly towards him being a major force in the WWF at the time. Hogan, of course, the last of the major long-term champions in that way, multi-year. Wish that it didn't end with him, but it did, and certainly I've always been partial to longer-term champions because to me the championship should matter more than just about anything in a promotion, because the championship as a concept is going to be there even if talent leaves. So anyway, that's my psychology there. So we move to, as mentioned, the 18th of February 1978. Bob Backlund pinning Jack Evans with a double underhook suplex. And after the bout, Captain Lou Albano comes but declined Backlund's invitation to enter the ring. Obviously, many battles with Backlund and Albano's charges over the next several years. Jack Evans kind of sort of reminding lots of folks of a thinner version of Ken Patera, maybe a little bit less bulky. I don't really know a lot about Evans. Of course, Backlund is mere days away from winning the championship, and so head scissors, headlock takeovers. Backlund picks the leg, goes for the leg, and tries to get a submission out of all of that. Kind of does the rowboat with the leg there. Backlund, stays on the leg, tries to get the submission. One good thing about Backlund is that he does kind of run towards the idea of having a collegiate style background with a little bit of submission related work. As much as he is not the ideal champion for many fans of the era after Bruno Sammartino, certainly, that's there. Of course, Albano coming to the ring is more a distraction and a float over after a suplex, and obviously Backlund gets the victory there. And Lou Albano just trying to get attention on himself for future challengers, no doubt. We move to a next match in the series here, which happens to be Dino Bravo defeating Salvatore Souza after an airplane spin just after 4 minutes. Bravo, who is a big deal in the Montreal and just Canada as a whole era there, coming in as a bit of a babyface here, and manages, this time with black hair, manages to, have a bit of, I guess you'd say, some underground stuff, nothing really a big deal, but at the same time holding onto the arm, working the arm bar for several minutes. Souza manages to get control of the armbar a little bit there, comes back to the feet with the headlock, and eventually, obviously, after the airplane spin, Bravo getting a victory here. There is an interview with the Grand Wizard and former world champion Stan Stasiak. Stasiak with his heart punch hand wrapped up, and there's issues there. Also, McMahon trying to cause in a canary yellow suit, which if you've never seen Vince in just off-colored suits from this time period through about the mid-'80s, worth going out of your way to see that. But Stan Stasiak has his hand wrapped up, and McMahon says the hand should be completely exposed. Obviously, Stasiak, a heel, refusing that and refuting that. Also, McMahon trying to cause a little bit of consternation and trouble between the heel manager and his charge, claiming that the world's champion has more attention from the Grand Wizard than the former champion does. But that does not work as a psychological ploy by McMahon as we go forward here. Then we go into a match with Stasiak with the Grand Wizard defeating Pete Austin 354 with a heart punch, and obviously super basic match. Obviously, Stasiak was just a transitional champion for a few days here. Austin tries to step out of the ring a couple times, but people still remember Stasiak for those transitional reigns, just like the Iron Sheik, who had a reign of less than a month before Hulk Hogan in 1983, going into the beginning of '84. And I mean, people do remember, at least historians do, those transitional reigns as valuable. And I still think there's value to transitional reigns today if you really don't want to squash a guy completely and make him look weak. I think there's value in having a transitional champion along the way. Hart punched with a victory there. The idea being that if anyone can beat anyone on any given day, then any title match matters. And I think wrestling companies today would do better if they were to add a little bit of that element of surprise if anybody can win at any given moment into the process of things going forward here. Anyway, as we continue going forward, this particular run here is Dominic DeNucci facing Larry Sharp, 801 with a small package. DeNucci does not need 8 minutes at this point in his career. Obviously, a very slow plodding match, and of course, DeNucci, for modern fans, known more as the trainer of Mick Foley and Shane Douglas, but DeNucci was a multi-time tag team champion and major star alongside maybe number 2, number 3 babyface through the 70s alongside Bruno Sammartino. Again, a large Italian market allowed that to be a big deal. Sharp manages to take DeNucci into the knee a couple of times, takes him over and takes him down, tries to get a couple of victories here, locks on the arm, and eventually they wrestle around a good bit. Sharp, who kind of has, kind of the brawler's mentality, kind of get things going under the auspices of that. DeNucci with a bunch of forearms, some knees to the midsection. Actually, it's pretty a 50-50 match, although DeNucci obviously has all the crowd support. Eventually, we see Larry Sharp trying to cheat to get a victory in whatever way he can, but this small package out of nowhere is the victory for Dominic DeNucci. Proof that not everyone needs finishing holds, and wrestling holds can hold a candle to things. Powder blue suit on Freddie Blassie moving forward here. Tanaka and Fuji are the tag team champions and the focal point of the main event of this program, defeating Danny Johnson and SD Jones 423 after a chop to the throat. Chop to the throat seems to be a main finish for Fuji and Tanaka. Tanaka always seems to be the one to take the initiative to finish the match. I don't know if that's the way it is in house shows, but it is the way that it has been for several of the television matches that the tag team champions would have throughout the run here. Then we kind of see, SD Jones trying to do a little bit of brawling, also trying to get an advantage in collar elbow tie-up. Jones, obviously the stronger of the two individuals in terms of influence. They cut the ring off on the other opponent, and for the most part, match going about 4 or 5 minutes is what you'd expect from a main event enhancement talent match for tag team championships, although SD Jones is seen as enough of a guy who would have a shot at winning that anyone teaming with him would also have that shot. And McMahon plugs the next week's show when we are off. We'll be back with more right after this.